So when was the last time you detoxed your brain? I'm going to talk more about that and how exactly to detox your brain and what toxins are affecting your brain in this video today. I'm Wendy Myers, and I'm an expert on heavy metal and chemical detoxification, and I love talking about this stuff. So many people today are really worried about their cognitive health. They're forgetting words. They're concerned about dementia. They want their brain working and really, really well into old age. And so, there's a lot of heavy metals and chemicals that affect our brains negatively. And so, namely, those are like mercury, lead, arsenic. We have environmental toxins. We have things like manganese, another heavy metal. We have toxins like aluminum. That's one of the big ones. Iron, I'd mentioned before. People are eating a lot of iron in their diet. We also have things like cigarette smoke, chemicals from conventional cleaning products, toxic exhaust from automobiles and planes, mold, flame retardants that are commonly used on furniture, pesticides, alcohol, additives from processed foods, artificial colors and flavors, artificial sweeteners. Those actually kill brain cells. I think people don't realize things like aspartame, NutraSweet, Splenda, Sweet and Low, those kill your brain cells when you eat them. You have to think about that. They're not worth that calorie, losing those calories. Then makeup, many lipsticks contain lead. A lot of different toxins directly impact your brain health and function. And so I want to tell you how to detox all this stuff exactly. And so we have something in our brain called the glymphatic system. So the glymphatic system is basically like the lymph system. It's kind of like the detox pathway for your brain. And it's separate from the lymphatic system that helps to carry toxins out of your body. So the glymphatic system, essentially just this network of, lymphatic vessels that help to carry toxins out of your brain. And there's a lot of different things that can interfere in the glymphatic system's proper function. And so it's hypothesized that this system's breakdown could underlie the onset of diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other forms of dementia due to the accumulation of misfolded proteins that occur in the brain. And so one of the underlying issues that can undermine the glymphatic system's proper function is poor sleep. So many Americans today are getting 5 hours of sleep a night. Millions of people are functioning on 5 hours of sleep a night. So the glymphatic system is primarily engaged when you sleep. And so if you're not sleeping enough, your brain doesn't have enough time to detox. It can cause a backup of your ability to process these toxins out of your brain on all these metabolites. And then you consistently start building these toxins up when you're missing out on sleep. So I don't know about you, but I prioritize sleep in my life. So I want to talk about the 5 key tips for a healthier brain. So number 1, you need to support your mitochondria. Your brain takes up about 20% of the energy that your mitochondria, or your little powerhouses in your body, use to make energy. So your brain takes up 20% of that energy. Heavy metals interfere in mitochondria's functioning. So metals like arsenic, aluminum, tin, thallium, cesium, all of these poison your mitochondria's ability to make energy. So really important to detox those metals to optimize your body's ability to make energy. Number 2, you want to target heavy metals that have an affinity for the brain. So there's heavy metals I mentioned before, like mercury, lead, aluminum, iron, manganese, arsenic as well. All of these are attracted to this fatty tissue in the brain and in the central nervous system, and they dramatically impact your cognitive function, your ability to process information, how quickly or too quickly your neurons or your synapses are firing. They can be understimulated or overstimulated. So these heavy metals cause all different kinds of impairment in function and cognitive processing as well. Of all the toxins out there, none are really as insidious as heavy metals, because they poison enzymes in the brain, they poison the body's ability to make proteins, and just cause all kinds of havoc in your thinking and the brain and the brain's function. Detoxing these toxins from the brain can be one of the most powerful things that you can do to restore cognitive function and prevent dementia. Luckily, Mother Nature has provided us a way to release these toxins out of our brain, and one of the number 1 things that you can use to detox the body that's totally natural is silica. Silica has a fantastic affinity to bind to arsenic, aluminum, tin, thallium, and cesium. These are toxins that interfere in mitochondria function and interfere in brain function as well. You need a specific form of silica. The form I like is called orthosilicic acid, or OSA. So you want to look for products that contain that. I have my ageless AF product. You can click the link below to get some information on that. That is what I take personally. I've been taking it for years, and I recommend that to my clients as well. And in addition to minerals like silica, you must also include nutrients that bind to and mobilize and mineralize the body. That's kind of the three-step secret to detoxification. So number one, you need minerals. I mentioned the silica is really important. Selenium is really important. Trace minerals, super important. Then you need to take binders for detoxification. So I love grapefruit citrus pectin. That's a fantastic binder that minimizes binding onto minerals. A lot of binders like charcoals and things are kind of quite toxic, and they bind onto minerals, so that can be really problematic. It gets the bad along with the good. So that's why I like grapefruit citrus pectin, and it's like a modified citrus pectin that's like a sponge. It just absorbs toxins in your system. It gets metals and chemicals, and it's fantastic. I love fulvic humic acid. That also mineralizes your body, and it's a really good binder as well, just grabbing onto toxins and taking them out of your body. I created a binder called CitraCleanse Toxin Binder. There's a link for that below as well. And you want to mobilize toxins as well. So mobilizing them, super important. Like I mentioned, silica is great. Fulvic humic acid is fantastic. Cilantro extract is great as well. Chlorella. There's all kinds of binders out there, but those are the top ones that I recommend. And you want liver support as well. Your liver is your number one detoxification organ, so you have got to take liver support if you plan to, facilitate detoxification of your body. Okay, number three, you need to control inflammation. So inflammation can negatively impact every system in your body, and your brain is no exception. In fact, inflammation has been cited as one of the number one primary drivers of mental health issues like anxiety and depression, and different forms of dementia like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. But how do you control inflammation in the brain? Interestingly, the answer lies in your gut. It's called the gut-brain axis. So your brain and your gut all talk to each other. And this helps us understand why you feel butterflies in your stomach when you're nervous, and why when your digestion is off, it's often accompanied by brain fog or the inability to concentrate. One of the most powerful things that you can do to control inflammation is with your diet. So consuming an anti-inflammatory diet. So this is what an anti-inflammatory diet looks like. So avoiding processed packaged foods, avoiding refined grains, avoiding sugar. I know that one's hard, but you've got to reduce sugar in your diet. Avoiding artificial colors and flavors. Consuming fresh organic fruits and vegetables. Consuming high quality animal products. If you eat animal protein, that's 100% organic and grass-fed or pasture raised. That goes for eggs as well. You want to eat your eggs organic and pasture raised preferably. And you will also want to consume non-refined grains and beans as well. You also want to get plenty of anti-inflammatory herbs and foods that are really specific for inflammation. So ginger is one of my favorite anti-inflammatory foods. I eat that a lot. I drink ginger juice in my green juice every day. Turmeric is amazing also. I also put that in juice as well. Garlic, coriander, or cilantro. Onions are fantastic. I cook with tons of coriander seeds, and everything I cook, I put it in my sauerkraut when I make fermented vegetables. My mouth is like watering. I'm thinking about cilantro and coriander seeds. I just love it so much. Green leafy vegetables are great. Fatty fish, berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. I love mulberries too. Those are my favorite berry of all time. So all those, eat tons of anti-inflammatory foods in your diet as much as you can. Number 4, you want to support your liver. Our liver has 500 different functions or more than that. And really our livers are overwhelmed today with all the bad diets that people eat, all of the bugs that we're exposed to, all of the toxins that that we're exposed to. The liver has so much on its plate that it has to deal with. Unfortunately, our world is getting more and more toxic every year, and we're exposed to toxins in the air, the food, the water, our supplements that we take even. I mean, even if you eat a perfect organic diet, you're still getting toxins. It's in the soil from all the coal burning and industry. You get it in your beauty products and your makeup. We're just putting this stuff on us every single day, and your liver has to process all of these toxins and chemicals, from plastics, from preservatives in our food, preservatives in our beauty products. It's just all that's on the liver. That's why liver support, I cannot emphasize it enough, is so crucial if you want to have a healthy brain. So that's why I created my supplement called Daily Detox. It's a superfood greens powder that's 100% organic, and it not only includes herbs and foods that target inflammation, but it also is tailor-made to enhance liver function, combats oxidative stress, supports metabolism, and upregulates your immune system as well. It's got 27 different ingredients in it. It's got a mushroom immunity blend, a metabolic enhancing blend, a liver and detoxification support blend in it. It's just unbelievable, the ingredients in this product. You can get a link to it below, but that's the number one thing that I recommend to people, because it only takes 30 seconds a day to give your liver a bunch of herbs and nutrients that boost its function and facilitate detoxification. That's the easiest thing that you can do. I also recommend coffee enemas. Not everyone is into those, so taking Daily Detox is certainly a lot easier, but coffee enemas, liver flushes are amazing. I also have a 14-day liver rehab cleanse. It's a challenge that you can do that really helps hit the reset button on your liver, so you can get a link to that below too. Number 5, you want to manage stress. So stress is the number one killer in our environment today. It's a number one cause of disease. You have to find ways to manage stress. And I know that's challenging. We all know that, but managing stress is another thing, because it's coming at us from all angles, from EMF, from electromagnetic fields, from wireless internet in our computers and our phones, and just the satellites in the air. And we also have emotional trauma. We have our relationship stressors, financial stressors, chemical and nutritional stressors as well. I mean, there's just all different types of stress. With chronic stress acting as an inhibitor to glymphatic flow, it's key to manage stress to facilitate brain detoxification. So there's lots of things out there you can do. Exercise is super important. Exercise is the number one thing that you can do to help for your lymph flow in general and your glymphatic flow. So I do walking a few times a week. Rebounding is amazing also, but just any form of exercise, just get out there. Journaling is also really helpful for reducing stress. You can also do things like meditation. I meditate for at least an hour a day, and that's really key for helping to start my day out totally relaxed. I'll usually end my day, I'll do some meditation when I'm taking an Epsom salt bath, and that for me is just a really integral part of my spiritual practice, and reducing stress and grounding as well. Breath work is key. I try to do yoga and intertwine breath work at least once a week, but doing exercise and doing breathing while you meditate, you can incorporate breath work into so many other things that you're doing. And so that's just a very basic overview of how to reduce stress. I think EMF protection is also really, really important, because I think it's a huge hidden stressor that people aren't really talking about, and that is a big factor, big thing that's stressing people out today, and they just aren't aware of it. So lots of videos I have on my YouTube channel about EMF protection, but basically the takeaway is, if you feel brain fogged, if you feel like you can't recall words, you're unable to concentrate, you just don't feel kind of as sharp as you used to, or you generally just feel like you want to support your brain health, you want to prevent dementia, take some of these tips in this video today. They're great for overall health as well. But just like a liver detox, to enhance brain detoxification, you have to support the detox pathways in your body that allow for the removal of toxic insults like heavy metals, like that aluminum, the iron, the manganese, the mercury, the lead. That's not only affecting your brain, but your mitochondrial energy production and other organ systems and metabolic pathways in your body. They affect your weight also. But for your brain, heavy metals metals are the biggest offenders, and so when it comes to a targeted brain detox, really mitochondrial detoxification is essential to support your brain because your brain uses so much energy. So thanks for listening. I'm Wendy Myers of MyersDetox.com. See you guys on the next video.